This is Abel Beckford. I quickly wanted to come in and talk about something. I guess with the read 30 books in 30 days reading challenge, I did make some things really clear. So part of the reasons for doing it is to whittle down your to be read pile of books. If you're like me, I'll buy books that come highly recommended and then you get busy. So you never get back to the book. And there are times when the book contains information that you can use right away. So with the Read 30 Books in 30 Days challenge, it's not reading books in the traditional sense. So I guess you inspect the book first and then you decide which sections to read. Now, this only works for nonfiction fiction books. And you're going to read as much of the book as you need to. So, for instance, right now, I'm reading Innovation Stack. And because it contains such good information that can help me in my business, it's not a book that you can digest in 30 to 60 minutes. So there are a few things that I want to cover. The first thing, publishers have word counts. That means that many times authors have to add extra stuff into the book to fulfill those word counts. So the way that I look at it, why should I be reading all that extra stuff? Sometimes you're reading a book and it's almost as if you're experiencing deja vu. Didn't I just read this? Didn't I just read this? So you don't do that. The other thing is that years ago, someone, I forget his name, did some sort of study. And what he found was that only 4 to 11% of the content on a page in a book is important. That's 4 to 11%. That's serious. So what do I mean by inspecting a book? So before we delve into that, have a purpose for reading the book. When you have a purpose, that will determine what kind of information will be important to you. So that's the first thing. Then you're going to crack open the book. You're going to look at the table of contents. In this thing, actually, that's the most important piece. So you're going to look at the table of contents, put a check mark beside the chapters and the sections of chapters that are important to you that aligns with your purpose for reading the book in the first place. Now, before you start reading the book, you want to have an idea of what the book is about. What I have noticed and what other people have noticed is that in the introduction, you usually find what the main idea of the book is. So that's an important section to look at. It's also important to look at the preface and the foreword if the book has those, because you can sometimes find good information there. Now, if the book has an index, you want to take a look at it before you start reading. And the reason why you want to look at that, any phrase or term that has a lot of references, that gives you an idea of what the author thinks is important. So it makes you think, why does he think that? So you may want to look at some of those. So after you've done that, then it's time to go in and read the sections of the book that you care about, that aligns with your purpose, and that can give you useful information. Like I said before, like the average book, you can do that in 30 to 60 minutes. But you always have to use your judgment, because there are times when you're going to have to invest a little bit more time, especially on books that can make a difference in your career and in your business. So it's about using discretion. Now, for the purposes of reading 30 books in 30 days, one person mentioned that it could get costly. Yes, it could get costly if you're buying all the books. But if you start taking books from your stack of to be read books, then it's not expensive at all because you already own those books. Now, there are 3 websites that I'm going to tell you about. I think I've mentioned them before, but I'm going to mention them again. Now, I happen to subscribe to them, so I'd have to be going there every day. So every morning I get that. So one of them is called Digital Book Today. So what that website does, a Digital Book Today, is to tell you the books that are on offer for free. A lot of them I notice are fiction. And I read fiction as well as nonfiction. But every now and again, you'll get some really good nonfiction books. So you want to download those books, but just a caution, like sometimes during the day, the book is no longer free. So when you go to Amazon to purchase the book, make sure that it says purchase price 00, because I've gotten caught a couple of times. So that's one. Another website is a BookBub, BookBub. Now, what that website does, it has free and heavily discounted books. So some books that cost maybe like 18, we're talking about ebooks. Some books that cost maybe $18, I've gotten them for $1.99 and for $2.99. Sometimes they do a promo if a book is new, just to get people talking about it. So that's one website. So that's 2 now, Digital Book Today and bookbub.com. The third one is called Freebooksy. And I've gotten tons of free books. Once again, a lot of them tend to be fiction, but once in a while, I'll get a good nonfiction book. So this is what I wanted to say. So that's a way that you can cut down on the expenses. And in terms of time, you can save time if when you're reading a nonfiction book, you just focus on the important information, the bits of information that can make a difference in your life. Now, once I think I've spent 16 US dollars for an ebook, and I was a little bit annoyed at first, and then, I just let it go, because out of that book, only one chapter, the conclusion, had really good information. The author talked too much and pay a lot of attention on things that weren't important to me. But in the conclusion of the book, which was about maybe 25, 30 pages, he brought everything together. And I guess I got a lot out of that one chapter. So I guess I have nothing to complain about. So once again, it's, using your discretion. And if you're reading a book and it's not delivering what you expect it to, just discard it. There are tons of good books out there. So tackle the books on your to be read pile, but be very strategic about it. For now, choose books that can make a difference in your life, right? Because that is what this is about, to quickly get an infusion of ideas that you can implement in your business or in your career. So choose those books, and then we'll still run the challenge for a longer time, because I really want you to benefit from this. So I hope that I've clarified some things for you. So see you inside the group, and have a good day.